Yeah, you looking for me, you can find me at the spot. Chopping it up with Jonah, we talking about what's hot on the block. Up in Dago, man, we bumping. Keeping it confidential, you know this how we coming, we ain't frontin'. Looking for that real, better tune in and stick by. Put on for the city every time that I dip by. Getting to that gritty every time that we sit down. Promise you it's real every time that I get round. Come on.
Shit, thank you for coming on, Ray.
Oh, for sure, man. Appreciate you having me, man. Appreciate you having me.
Yeah. Shout out to Pedro for linking this and shit, putting it together.
Yeah, shout out to Pedro, yep.
So, the new album, man, that shit's fire, bro.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
How long has that been in the works?
It's been in the works for a minute, man. It just came out February 26th. Make sure y'all go check that out. 7 new tracks. Like I said, man, it's been in the work for a minute, man. It's just I'm constantly making shit all the time, you know. Like how we were talking about earlier, you know, people. You know,
people talk a lot but don't do shit.
They talk a lot but they don't want to put the work in and shit, man.
Yeah.
So for me, it's kind of like I've seen that, you know what I mean, and that's not something that I want to be a part of. So I'm constantly trying to just level up. I'm constantly trying to get better at what I'm doing. You know
that's like a motivating factor too, because it is for me. Like I felt like last year I kind of fell off. I couldn't do too many episodes because of the whole COVID shit. But you know, they want you to fail. Yeah. They want to be like, you quit. I knew you were gonna quit, and you quit. And so it's like a determination. Like, nah, fuck y'all. Yeah. I'm gonna keep going because I want to do this shit.
100%, man.
It just, you know, keep my word, and I'm gonna keep doing this shit.
100%, man. 100%. It's definitely like, you know, like for me, like I've always been the type of person. Like once I start something, I'm always trying to see it through. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like even, you know, like fucking when I was playing football. You know what I mean? That's how I even like I got started in this. I shouldn't say I got started in this because of football, but
no shit.
It started in my like when I really started taking it seriously was when I got to college. I went to Azusa Pacific. Shout out to Azusa Pacific, LA area. And it got started, man. I was in my dorm room just making music, you know, when I would have time between practice and classes. And that's kind of how I got started. And from there, like, more and more people started listening to it. More and more people started gravitating towards it. So that's kind of how it, you know, it expanded into this. So, you know, now I'm trying to just keep it going and keep this
little momentum going and shit.
Exactly.
Yo, I fuck with your music tough because it's not the typical shit you hear these days.
Yeah, man.
Which I'm old school, bro. I know I'm a little bit older than you, but this new music, I just can't fuck with it.
Yeah, man.
Like it's all the same shit, bitches, hoes, and like mumble rap.
And that's the thing, man. That's what I really I try to take pride in, man. Is not sounding like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people sound the same. You know, like you'll see 2 different artists, and you hear the song, and it sounds like it's the same song.
Yeah, you can't even tell who's who.
Can't even tell who's who, man. So. You know, that's something that I get a lot from my pops, too, because my pops made music. He's in the Legion. He was in the Legion of Doom, which was a big-time group back in the day in San Diego. Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Yeah, man. So he's really been the guy that's been, like, in my ear. Because, you know, when I first started, of course, everybody's trying to sound like whoever's hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
who was out at the time when you started?
When I started, obviously, Drake.
Right.
Cole, Kendrick, like those are the top. They're still the top guys right now.
That longevity right there.
That's what I'm saying, but that's what like I'm aiming towards. You know what I mean? That's the goal for me. Like that's what I look at, and like that type of shit inspires me. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be, you know, like some of these other artists who put out, you know, 1 or 2 songs, and you never hear from them again.
That's funny as shit. Yeah. Not to like gas you or like sound like I'm being fake, but your music gives me J. Cole vibes.
Yeah,
very like chill, mellow, that's smooth flow, and I was like,
and that's been like, you know, that's been the guy that really, me personally, that's been my favorite, just because
hella humble.
It's just because like listening to him for me it's been like he's been the most relatable to me growing up.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So like I enjoy all these everybody else and everybody else's music, but for me like that was the artist that really resonated with me the most. So I really try to emulate. In the beginning, I really tried to emulate him a lot, and then it kind of just grew into, you know.
It evolved. Everything usually evolves.
It evolves, man. But yeah, he definitely played a big part in my sound and inspiring me for sure.
That's crazy. When I started doing podcasting, I started doing it because these 2 dudes, they're called Deezus and Mero.
Yeah.
You know about them?
Oh, yeah, man.
I fuck with Deezus and Mero tough.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that's funny as shit. Like, I want to get like a homie who's funny. We just jump in.
Yeah, no,
shit.
Those guys are dope, man. I enjoy those guys for
That's
sure.
originally how I wanted to do my podcast, but it just kind of evolved to something different where it's like more sit down and chit chat with different people.
Yeah.
But like they inspired me, and then it just kind of evolved to what it is now. Like, it became its own little thing and shit. So that's dope that you do that shit with the music.
No, for sure, man.
I was listening to your tracks here. My girl works from home, so she works here. Then I'll use that desk. And she was like, "Damn, babe, who is that?" And I was like, "That's the guy I'm trying to get on the podcast." She's like, "Oh, I like it. I like his music." That Barbershop song.
Oh yeah,
that shit is hard, bro. That shit slaps,
man.
bro.
Yeah, man. That was a situation where I knew some people. They was trying to do like a little show at the barbershop that I went to since I was like 9, 10 years old.
Oh shit!
And so they wanted to get like a theme song for the shop. So they talked and they knew I made music. So one of the barbers in there, shouts out to Ken. He asked me if I wanted to make a song for the shop, and me, I'm like, shit, like I'll do whatever for sure, you know.
Yeah.
And then so I did it, and I shouted out everybody in the shop and everything, and I liked the song, but I didn't think it was going. Excuse me, I didn't think it was going like catch the way it did. But a lot of people ended up gravitating to that song.
Yeah, that song, bro.
You know what I mean?
I had it on replay for. I was like, yo, this song, and I was like, how can I get him to like say Barbershop Confidential?
Yeah, man.
I was like, that'd be a cool little intro to my shit. You know what I mean?
Little remix to it.
Yeah, little remix. We gotta set that up.
I might have to hop on that, man. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, that's how it came about, man. He reached out to me about it, and I was like, for sure, man. And I did it, and I had no idea like that shit is really like catching.
Where's that barbershop at?
It's in Temecula.
Oh, okay.
So it was, but then it shut down because of COVID and everything.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
You know, everybody kind of dispersed after that. But it was that was the shop I went to from when I was like 10 all the way to 23.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
So yeah, man, it was crazy.
The one thing I did notice, you always shout out your pops. Like your pops is like in a lot of your music, and I was like, yo, that's fucking dope, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if he's still with us or.
No, he is.
Okay,
yeah,
right, cool.
He's at work.
You know what I mean? Like when you shout out so much, you're like, damn.
No, yeah, man. Like, the reason for that is I do that a lot. It's because, like I told you earlier, man, he's really been the guy that's been like really like kind of like I want to say like my secret weapon in a sense, as far as like when I make songs, I show him first every time.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I'll make a song and I'll show him, right? And then he'll let me know, like, hey, this is dope. Or he'll tell me that this shit is trash, you know? But it hurts I'm not going to lie, I'll be like, fuck, you know, because I spent time on it. And I'll be like, damn, man, this shit, it hurts. But I'd rather him tell me that and be honest with me versus me putting it out.
It gets no love.
And it gets no love, and it's just some mediocre shit that, you know what I mean? Like, he's always going to shoot me straight. And so he's been like, and he's been through it too. Like, he's been in that process, and he's been up and he's been down, and he was, you know, on the verge of really popping, but, you know, things took place that, you know what I'm saying, it didn't really work out. But for me, I feel like I'm fortunate enough to have somebody in my corner that has really like has been through it a little bit and has some experience with it, so he kind of knows what I'm experiencing, and he knows about the highs and the lows, and, you know, a song that you really love that you put out and nobody really fucks with it. And then the song that you don't really like, and you put it out and everybody loves it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he understands and he knows and he has a good ear. Like that Barbershop song. I was like, yeah, that's cool. And I showed it to him and he loved it.
The cool thing about it is he's like older than you, right? Obviously. But he has like that old school ear. Mm-hmm. So he hears shit like, you probably give him some like mumble. He's like, nah, that's fucking trash. Because he knows what real hip hop is, you know, like real music.
No, man.
So that's a dope kind of like a corner man to have right there for you.
Exactly, man. Because with him too, because even when I started, man, I was talking about killing people, shooting people.
Damn.
And you know what I mean? Just like, because that's what I would hear.
Like, that's rap shit,
it's
typical
like
rap shit.
Yeah, man. Like, shoot, blah, and he was just looking at me like, man, you don't do none of that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yeah.
We need your dad to go talk to a lot of local rappers.
That's what I'm saying,
shit,
man. He was telling me, you don't rap like that because you don't do that shit. Like, you right? I'm not killing people out here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but he's been the one that's been preaching to me about just being like authentic. You know what I mean? And the people who gonna like it are gonna like it, and you're gonna have your little following, which is what you just build on. You know what I mean? So that's really what I've been just following, and I've been trying to just keep expanding on that.
As a artist, what city? You know, most artists represent a city. What city are you repping? Like San Diego, like Temecula, like Orange County?
IE in San Diego, man, because I'm born in San Diego. Was born in Chula Vista.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I lived here all the way until I was about 8 or 9, and then I moved down to Temecula, IE area, and I was pretty much raised there all the way. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like I rep both cities, like San Diego to IE. So that's really like the area that I'm really. Both areas, SD, IE. I'm always shouting that out.
Shit! Shout out to you, man, because we need more local artists. To be,
man, for sure.
To be repping it for the city and shit, because everybody, you know, LA and shit. Even artists from here who moved to LA after like getting little notice and shit. And I was like, nah, stay true to your roots, man.
Man,
Fuck.
For sure. I love LA. I love LA, man, but definitely San Diego and IE, California is definitely the areas that I'm representing.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Always.
You was just in LA last week, right? Because we were supposed to do this last weekend. A little miscommunication and shit.
Yeah. I was in LA last week shooting a video for one of the songs that's gonna be coming out pretty soon. How you feeling?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some visuals for that. But yeah, man, I'm in LA a lot just because, you know, as of right now, this is like when I went to school out there, I met a lot of creative people out there as far as like, you know, videographers and artists and things like that. So a lot of times I spend a lot of my time up there because, you know, that's the hub of creativity. Not to say there's nothing out here. I just haven't really linked up with the right people yet out here.
Yeah, for you.
You know what I mean? So I'm really going to LA trying to make things happen over there. But obviously, you know, once I start meeting people out here, it's going to be different. You know,
I mean, I get it too. Like LA, that's kind of like show business where you go for show business. Like
exactly.
Shout out to Yellow. He's a director from San Diego, but he works out in LA. But he's done videos for like Nipsey, Schoolboy Q. You know what I mean? Like he's putting it down for San Diego, but he's based in LA now. Then that's what he does and shit. So I get it. I get the whole like you go to LA for that kind of like
no for sure.
I won't deny them that. You know what I mean? Like that's their niche. That's their thing. Like
they got
show business, Hollywood, and all that shit.
Yeah, everybody going over there, man. Everybody trying to make it. You know what I mean? So everybody, you know, LA's the hub. Seems like right now at least.
Do you hang out with like other artists or like?
I try to, man. I've tried to be. When I first started, man, I was really isolated. You know what I mean? I just did it for myself. I really didn't try to link up with any other artists, but now I've been trying to be more adamant about, you know, doing features and trying to link up with other artists and doing shows, even if it's like little small venues for like 15, 20 people. You know what I mean? And then you meet other artists through that, and I've definitely been more adamant about trying to link up with other artists and just even spend time with other artists to get to know them, how their brain works. And, you know, how they view their art and just things like that, because all that stuff is valuable. So I've definitely been more adamant by trying to link up with more artists.
It sucks the whole COVID shit shut down, like the whole nightclubs and shit like that. Because when I used to be a club promoter, we would always have artists come through, like big artists, but there would always be opening artists. And most of the time it was like local artists. And so they would give them a chance. You sell so many tickets, you get up there and like perform the shit. And it the main thing was it would get your people there. The people there would buy drinks. You know what I mean? Like as the promoter side, they'd be like, "Well, shit's gonna fill the house." But and you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like that chance to go up there and like even it's like one song, two songs.
The COVID shit really slowed shit down for me, man. Just because even like the beginning of last year, I was doing show after show after show. It was like I think it was like 2 or 3 weekends where I was doing nightclub after nightclub after nightclub, and then, you know, I had a little break, and then everything just COVID hit and all that shit just shut down.
Shit,
you know what I mean? I was like, damn.
Did it kind of fuck with your mental, like as far as like putting music together, or were you like, nah, this ain't stopping shit?
Nah, it really didn't fuck with me as far as the creative side, you know, the mental side. It really just, I would say it kind of slowed things down a little bit. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, as an artist, I feel like it's kind of important to get on stage and let people see you. You know what I mean? Let people touch you, like the performance and everything like that. You know what I mean? So I feel like it kind of slowed things down in the sense of trying to grow myself and my name and get more people to know me. You know what I mean? But as far as the creative side of things, nah, man, because I've always been a super isolated person. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it's not even necessarily by choice. It's kind of just like I don't know how like I've been like that, but I've always really been to myself a lot. So, you know, the creative side is, you know, everything shut down. Like it really ain't nothing new for me. You know, I just clock in, go to work, and then when I'm leaving work, I'm going back and making music. You know what I mean? So it's really nothing really changed in that aspect, but it definitely slowed down as far as can't do shows and shit like that.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
You know what I mean? So
that kind of sucks, especially like you're trying to build momentum.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like a wall hit everybody, man. Like
that's the thing, yeah, man. I mean,
creatives,
it
DJs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that happened to everybody, man. So
that shit hit me hard, man. I was like on a roll too. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
we doing show episode after episode,
Yeah.
and then I think I did 2 all last year.
Yeah.
Like it just like, cause I couldn't ask people to come through, you know, especially in the beginning when we didn't know what was the deal and shit.
Everybody nervous.
Yeah, so it was kind of like I can't be having like one for me too. Like I can't be having random people in here.
No, yeah, for sure.
And
for sure.
I mean, not that anything's changed, but I feel like it's starting to.
It's
calm down a little bit.
Things
You know
are starting
what I mean?
to open back up. People
Hopefully
are starting to get vaccinated and things like that. So
hopefully we get back in the club scene so I can go under. Hey, one question I always wondered about artists, bro. Like when you go up there and do those club shit, obviously a lot of people don't know who you are. I mean, but you have your peeps who go and support you. Like when you're up there and like performing, and like the crowd is just kind of like, well, I've never heard this song before. I'm just kind of like bob my head. Like, how does that make you feel? Like I used to get nervous for them. Like, damn, I would feel bad. Like, damn, like ain't nobody rocking with it. But it's because they probably don't even know the lyrics. Or
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. I did a show at the Apollo.
No shit.
Yeah, I performed. I did amateur night at the Apollo.
No shit. That's what's
man,
up.
all the way in Harlem.
They didn't pull you, did they?
1,500 people, right? I was dude, and for some reason. Cause they call it the Sandman or whatever.
The dude that pulls them with the hook.
Dude that pulls you up. But for some reason, I didn't think. I'm like, oh, it's amateur night. They're not gonna do that to nobody. You know, right? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Yeah.
And then right before I go on stage, I hear the host go, all right, cause they had the younger kids. You can't boo the younger kids. Cause they have I think it's 15 and under, you can't boo them. But if it's 17 and over. Or whatever the case
Fair
is.
Fair game,
right? So he's like, yeah, we're going to have the young ones go. Everybody, no booing, blah, blah, blah. But, the Sandman is ready for this next group. And we're going to pull them off stage if they da-da-da-da. And I heard the Sandman come out and he did his whole thing. And mind you, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't know that was going to be a thing.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know, they could boo you off stage and all that. So this is right before I go on stage, so I'm nervous as hell, man. Somebody goes, it's a singer. And mind you, too, I was the only rapper.
The only rapper?
Everybody else was singers. There wasn't a dancer. At the Apollo, they have a bunch of different talents, like comedian, dancer, whatever. Everybody was a singer, and everybody sang. It was like American Idol. Like everybody could sing good. And I'm sitting there like, I'm the only rapper. And when you a rapper going against singers, it's easy. It's easier to boo somebody rapping.
Real quick.
You know what I'm saying? It's easy. You hear somebody start rapping, boo. You know what I mean?
Because it's based off the lyrics,
dude,
or the flow and shit. Yeah.
Right. So I was nervous as hell, man. But long story short, I got on stage and I just started going, and I think I was just so amped up off of just adrenaline, because I was just nervous as shit. But once that music started hitting, and I just started going. I seen people rock. Like you said, I had my family come out. And there's probably 10, 15 people that were for me. And the rest of the 1,500 didn't know it. Didn't know who the hell I was. So I seen my family out there and they were rocking with me. And then I seen some people on the side just looking at me. And I seen the other people on the side waving their hands, get me off stage and shit. And I just kept going, man. I just kept going. And then eventually I heard a little bit of boos, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna keep going. You know what I mean? And I kept going, and I'm gonna go to the other side of the stage, and the other side of the stage. And eventually, I think my energy was just contagious, because I ended up getting cheers. I didn't get booed off stage.
Oh, that's
I made it through the whole show, man. So
that's fucking dope.
That to me, man. And then I ended up getting there was 8 contestants, and I ended up getting 5th place.
Straight.
That's to me. I was like, look, man,
you're on a whole different coast.
The whole different coast. To me,
different vibe.
The fact that I was able to go on stage in front of 1,500 people who had no idea who Ray Riley was, and make it through my whole performance as a rapper, and there's nothing but amazing, talented singers, and I didn't get booed off stage. To me, that was validation. Okay, I think I'm doing something.
Shit, they should have just give you the blue check mark right there.
Man, you know what
Verified.
I mean? I felt I was like, okay, I think I'm doing something right. I think I might be on to something right here. You know what I mean?
I feel like when it comes to hip hop, the East Coast, and I know I'm from San Diego. I'm from the West Coast, but my favorite artist is Biggie.
Okay.
I got Biggie. You know me. I got Biggie everywhere. Biggie does like, to me, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
So, but I've always had a little bit more love for the West Coast sound than I mean the East Coast sound than I did for like the West Coast. Just because I like that like true to hip hop sound.
Right. 100%.
So for you to go out being the West Coast artist to the East Coast, where I think they're very picky on their like hip hop rap selection, and you didn't get booed. That's like I'm serious. Like you should have got your blue check mark. Jay-Z should have came out and signed you or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's like I said, man. You would have thought I won $1 million, man. I was so lit when I got off stage because I was like, man, like I really did that.
Is there like video of this, like on YouTube or like?
Yeah.
Oh
Type
shit,
in Ray Riley at the Apollo, man.
Oh, they most dev.
It's on there, man. I was just so lit because that's the same stage. Like they were showing all the people
classics,
bro. All the people that have been on that stage. I'm talking about. From damn near Denzel to Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and all these amazingly talented people that have been on that same stage, you know what I mean? And so for me to even be on that stage and rub the tree stump and do all that, man, is and like you said too, East Coast, the hip hop is like, you know what I mean? So
it's like a real serious. It's like football in Texas.
It's exactly
serious.
It's a staple. So they're gonna if you whack. They're not gonna spare your feelings. They're not gonna be like, oh, well, he's trying. You know, like, hey man, this shit is whack. Get off stage. You know what I'm saying? So for them to really listen to my shit, and then listen to the whole joint, and I'm not getting booed off stage, and I get claps at the end. That's a dub for me, man. I was like, I'm doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So that was definitely I don't want to like a defining moment as far as my come up. I feel like that is a story like I'm always gonna remember. So. When I get to these club venues, to answer your question, when I get to these club venues, for me, I just always picture that. Like, man, I really performed in front of 15 people.
Like, what's this little tiny ass club?
Man, I performed in front of 1,500 people who could really boo me off stage at any point in time. Yeah. So for me to get in a club with 100 people, it's really nothing. You know what I mean?
I have a little clothing brand, and we did an event here in Alpha Balboa Park. Yeah. But it was like a music event. Mm-hmm. It was like local artists would go up and perform. They even let people go up and like do like open mic type shit. Yeah. And I was right by the open mic stage, so I got to see all of them, right? And I remember seeing a couple of dudes. I was just like, man, bro, like I felt bad for them, but at the same time, I was like, I think you need to realize that maybe this, like it was just bad sometimes, bro. And I wish somebody would just tell them the truth. Like, I love you, man, but like, we need to like pick a different.
No, for sure, man. It's tough, man. But shouts out to anybody who's brave enough to get on stage and do that shit. It's not easy, man. Like I know a lot of people look at it and like this dude is whack, blah, blah, blah. But it's tough to be brave enough to get on stage and perform in front of people. Especially when they don't know who you are, they don't know none of your music. So shouts out, even if your shit ain't all the way right, shouts out to everybody who's at least, trying to make it happen and brave enough to do that shit, because that shit is hard, man.
I won't forget there was this one guy, like, I don't think he even wanted to be a rapper or wants to be a rapper. Yeah. But they had an open mic and he's like, well, fuck it. Like, I like hip hop, I'll just go out there. But you could tell, like, he's never freestyled before. Yeah. He didn't have a song he wanted to perform. Yeah. He just literally went up there and was just like, put on a beat and
he just wanted to
let's see what how it flows and shit. And I gave him a map. When he came off, like nobody was fucking with him because it was trash. Like, to be honest, like it was not good. But I gave him a little doubt. I was like, hey bro, like I give you props before you going up there, because I would never, bro. Like,
it takes balls, man.
Like I can have a song written down, I still wouldn't have gone up there. Like, man, props for you even going up there and like in front of all these people and shit.
For sure, man.
I'm surprised, like, you didn't hear about that. Like, it was like a West Coast, it was like summer block party, for real. West Coast. It was like a lot of like local hip hop artists.
I ain't hear about that. I would have been there if I did.
For sure,
man. I'd have been there. Cause I'm trying to be everywhere, man. I'm trying. Anytime I hear about a show or this or that, I'm there. Yeah, I'm doing anything.
I know, dude. I don't know if you. Are you familiar with anybody down here who like helps promote artists or anything like that?
Not really, man.
Nah, there's this DJ. I know him. His name is DJ Billy Knight.
Oh yeah.
And his thing is that's his thing. Like, he helps artists like get on radios. He helps artists get music put on the radio for them. Like, he takes them up the coast, even on the East Coast. Like, he does all this shit. So I follow him and I've known him because he through the whole nightlife scene. Yeah. But I see him doing it and I was like, yo, that's fucking dope, man. Like,
That's dope. You know, I lied to you. I know people out here. I got on the show. Shouts out to my uncle, my Theo Michael, man. DJ Mikeski.
Oh, Mikeski.
That's my uncle.
No shit.
Yeah.
Small as world. He used to be a DJ in downtown.
Mikeski. He was in LOD with my pops. So
no shit.
It was Mikeski, my pops.
Hey, shout out to Mikeski.
I go fuck with Mikeski. My Theo Robert, man. Yeah, that was the Legion of Doom, man. Yeah. And that's the whole, you know. But he got me linked up at Jammin' 95.7.
I saw that he did like a.
I did it. So I did a performance over there. Like I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago now. I don't even remember how long ago it was. But now it's like it's gotten to a point now where I've developed a relationship with Beto and Jam. So anytime I put out a project, I send it to them. And now I'm at a point now where when I send it to Jam, it's getting spins on the radio.
That's fine.
That's what I'm saying. So now I feel like I even made a joke, you know, on my socials. I feel like I'm a radio regular now because anytime I turn on Jammin' 95.7 and I hear my song on there because my stuff has been played on there quite a few times now. You know what I mean? Like they have it in rotation. So anytime I put out a project, I'll send it his way. And it gets spins on the radio, man, and I'm just tripping. I'm like, this shit is crazy.